Let's just get something straight right from the start. You are not here to chase love. You are here to become so grounded in who you are, so self-assured, and so confident in your value that any man who walks into your life knows it's a privilege to be part of your world. That's not ego, that's self-respect. Let's talk about how to make any man miss you really miss you. Not because you played games, not because you manipulated him, but because you've learned to shift the power back into your own hands. These are not tricks, these are tools to align with your power and energy so that the right kind of man doesn't just miss you. He realizes your absence feels like something is missing in his life, and it starts with confidence. You want a man to think of you even when you're not around, then stop centering your life around him. You have to pull your energy inward. That energy that's constantly thinking, is he thinking of me? Flip it. Ask, am I thinking of me? Because when you're fully in your power, working on your goals, living a rich life, showing up as the best version of yourself, he's going to notice, he'll feel the shift, and that's when he starts missing you. See, men aren't attracted to someone who's always available. That's comfort. That's routine. What makes someone miss you is your absence and your presence. Both matter. It's about being there in a way that's memorable and then stepping back in a way that creates space. When you're not constantly calling, texting, over-explaining, over-giving, that's when he starts to notice your silence. That's when he starts to lean in, but don't just disappear, hoping he notices. That's not power. That's strategy wrapped in insecurity. Instead, disappear into your purpose. Focus on your goals, your fitness, your friends, your passion. Become magnetic by building a life so full, so rich, that he realizes you don't need him. You want him. And that is the most powerful position you can be in. You want him to miss you, be unforgettable. And the truth is, unforgettable women don't try to be anything. They are. They speak with clarity. They express interest without chasing. They hold boundaries without apology. When you say no, mean it. When you say yes, own it. Your confidence becomes the echo in his mind. Let me remind you of this. Mystery isn't about being silent. It's about being selective. You don't need to spill your entire soul in one conversation. Be real, but don't be predictable. Don't always be the one to initiate. Let him wonder what you're doing. Let him guess a little. Human psychology tells us we desire what we can't fully grasp. Use that. You don't need to change who you are to be desired. You just need to stop trying so hard to be chosen. The moment you stop seeking validation is the moment he starts seeking you. Every text you don't send right away, every plan you make without waiting for his invite, every time you walk away from disrespect, those are the moments you create space for him to miss you. And let's talk about communication. When you do talk to him, do it with intention. Be warm, be present, but don't beg, don't explain, don't justify. If he asks about your life, share, but let him earn the deeper layers of who you are. When your energy says, I'm whole with or without you, that is power he can feel. It's not about coldness, it's about quiet confidence. So here's what I want you to remember. You are not trying to win a man over. You are not trying to make someone choose you. You are learning how to be so connected to your own value that anyone who gets your time, your energy, your heart, feels lucky. If he walks away, let him. Your absence will do what your words never could. If he doesn't call, use that time to pour love into your dreams. If he's confused about you, that's a red flag. You deserve clarity, not crumbs. You don't need to manipulate a man to miss you. Just elevate your energy, hold your ground, and keep living a life so full and fulfilling that his only option is to either rise to meet you or watch you rise from afar. Because the truth is, when you become the kind of woman who no longer needs to be missed, you will be. You are the prize, never forget it. Confidence doesn't start with the way you look, the compliments you get, or how many people approve of you. Real confidence begins the moment you decide you are no longer going to shrink yourself for anyone. It's when you walk into a room and know, without needing validation, that your presence is enough. You want to make a man miss you, it starts with how you carry yourself when he's not around, because the moment your energy says, "I've got me," he begins to wonder, "Do I still have her?" Confidence is magnetic, not loud, not dramatic, magnetic. It pulls people in not because it demands attention, but because it owns attention without trying. When you stop needing him to text back to feel good, when your day isn't thrown off just because he didn't call, that's when he starts noticing you more. Why? Because he can feel you've shifted from needing him to choosing yourself. That's attractive, that's powerful, that's unforgettable. Men don't chase women who chase them. They chase energy that feels self-contained. They chase women who don't wait for their call to make plans. They chase women who are doing something, building something, living something. When you have your own life, your own fire, your own direction, you don't just become interesting, you become irreplaceable. And men miss what they can't easily replace. So how do you build that confidence? It starts in the morning. Before the world tells you who to be, you decide how you dress, how you eat, how you talk to yourself. That's the foundation. Stop waking up and scrolling social media looking at other people's lives. Wake up and look in the mirror and remind yourself, I get to choose who I am today. You don't need to compete. You need to connect with you. The more connected you are to yourself, the less you'll need someone else to complete you. Confidence also means knowing your worth even when the world doesn't reflect it back to you. It means saying no to people who only show up when it's convenient for them. It means not replying to the 1 a.m. you up text because you respect your body, your time, your energy. It's about protecting your peace. And here's the truth. When you protect your energy like it's sacred, people begin to treat it like it is. You become the kind of woman who makes a man miss her not because you're playing games, but because you're not afraid to walk away from what doesn't honor you. That's rare, that's confidence, and that's what sticks in his mind. He'll think about the way you smiled when you didn't need anything from him. He'll remember how you didn't chase, how you didn't beg, how you never once tried to convince him. And when his life gets quiet, guess what fills the silence? You, let me be real. You are not meant to shrink just so someone else can shine. If you've been waiting for him to realize your worth, flip that narrative. You realize your worth first, and then you watch what happens when you no longer need to be chosen, because you've already chosen yourself. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's certainty, certainty in who you are. Certainty in what you bring to the table, and that kind of certainty, it's unforgettable. Stop over-explaining yourself. Stop justifying your standards. If he gets uncomfortable because you expect respect, consistency, honesty, that's his problem, not yours. The right man doesn't shrink from a confident woman. He steps up, he leans in, he misses her when she's gone because he knows what she brings isn't found everywhere. You want to become the woman who lingers in a man's thoughts. Then stop focusing on being liked and start focusing on being true. Be the woman who respects herself too much to be an option. Be the woman who builds a life so full that any man entering it knows this is a woman with purpose. This is a woman with vision. This is a woman who, whether I'm here or not, is going to keep rising. That's who he misses, not the one who waits, not the one who overtexts, not the one who chases. He misses the one who walked away with grace and never looked back. He misses the one who didn't need to post quotes about being done. She just was. The one who didn't announce her worth. She lived it. And when she stopped answering to inconsistency, when she stopped giving energy to breadcrumbs, when she stopped overgiving in hopes of being seen, he saw her. Not because she pushed for attention, but because she pulled her attention back. So here's your reminder. You want to be missed. Be the kind of woman who doesn't need to be, and then watch how he can't stop thinking about you. Because confidence isn't just sexy, it's a force, and once you fully embody it, you won't just make a man miss you, you'll make him regret ever giving you a reason to walk away. When you're always available, always responding immediately, always initiating, always giving more. What message are you really sending? You might think you're showing love, affection, or interest, but what you're really doing is showing that you don't value your own time or space. And people, yes, even good men, don't crave what they have unlimited access to. If you want someone to miss you, you have to create space for that to happen, and that space isn't cold, it's not a punishment. It's healthy distance that allows desire to grow. Let me say something radical. Closeness doesn't always create connection. Sometimes space does. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back. Stop constantly being the one who checks in, who tries to keep the connection alive, who fills in every silence. That's not your job. Relationships aren't maintained by effort alone. They thrive on balance. And that means you don't just allow someone the opportunity to miss you, to reach out, to wonder about you. Think about it. When was the last time you really missed someone? I bet it wasn't the person who was always there, always texting, always calling. It was the person who disappeared for a little while. It was the person who made you curious, the one whose presence felt warm, but whose absence felt noticeable. That's the power of creating space. And that's the piece most people get wrong. They think closeness equals connection, but without space, there's no room to long for someone. Without absence, there's no contrast, no spark. We crave what we don't have in abundance. That's not manipulation, that's human psychology. If you're always giving, always present, always available, you become expected, not special, and that's the trap. You're trying to show your value by doing more, when what actually makes you valuable is knowing when to do less. When to stop, when to step back, when to say, I've done enough, and now I'll let him come to me. Here's what's even more powerful than pulling away, living fully in the time you're apart. Don't just wait for him to miss you go live your life . That energy is everything, because men don't just miss your presence. They miss the energy you bring, the fun, the unpredictability, the inspiration. If you're just sitting there, waiting by the phone, checking his stories, wondering why he hasn't messaged you yet, you're not in your power. You're in limbo, and that energy, it's not magnetic, it's draining. But when you stop chasing, stop checking, stop obsessing, and start pouring into yourself, you become something he can't ignore. He starts wondering why your energy shifted, why you're suddenly more distant, why you're glowing differently, because now you're no longer giving your energy to him. You're channeling it into you, and that's when the tables turn. That's when the silence starts to bother him. That's when your absence makes him uncomfortable in the best possible way. Now let me be very clear. This is not about playing hard to get. That's a game. This is about being hard to forget . And to do that, you need to stop overextending yourself in relationships. You need to understand the power of being unavailable sometimes, not because you're trying to be cold, but because you are genuinely busy building your life . That's what makes a man think of you when you're not there. That's what makes him check your feed, reread old texts, wonder what you're doing, because you've created a void that only you can fill, and not everyone deserves to have access to you all the time. If someone isn't meeting you halfway, it's not your job to keep closing the distance. Pull back, protect your energy, watch what happens. A man who truly cares won't be scared by space. He'll be drawn into it . He'll want to close the gap. He'll want to step up, and if he doesn't, that's your answer. Don't beg someone to remember your value. Walk in it. You teach people how to treat you by the boundaries you set. And boundaries are not about keeping people out. They're about honoring your own peace, your time, your presence, and when a man senses that you're not always available, that your time is valuable, that your attention isn't guaranteed, it triggers something. It flips a switch. And suddenly, he starts wondering how to earn that time again. That's why space matters. So next time you feel the urge to double text, to call again, to ask, "Are we okay?" Pause. Don't react from insecurity. Move from intention. Ask yourself, is this action honoring me, or is it coming from fear? Because fear will have you chasing people who have stopped walking toward you, but self-respect will have you choosing peace over performance. In that shift, that's when he starts missing you, not because you tried to make him, but because you let him. You don't have to convince anyone to miss you. You just have to become someone whose absence is felt. And that starts with understanding the value of space, space to grow, space to reflect, space to choose. And when a man has to choose you in the silence, in the stillness, in the moments you're not there, that's real connection. So stop filling every gap, stop chasing connection, pull your energy back, let him feel the silence, let him feel what it's like not to have you on demand, because that space, that's the secret, that's where desire lives. That's where longing grows, that's where missing you begins. When someone says make him miss you, most people jump to tactics. Don't call first, post a hot selfie, go quiet for a few days. But let's be real, surface level tricks don't work if the substance behind them is missing. What truly makes someone miss you, what truly lingers in a man's mind long after you're gone, is emotional imprint . It's the way you made him feel in moments that were real not staged, not forced. Just genuine, soul-touching, irreplaceable connection. Here's the truth. People don't miss perfect. They miss real . They miss the girl who made them laugh in the middle of stress. They miss the woman who called them out in the most loving way when they were falling short. They miss the person who saw their flaws and didn't flinch. They miss the energy that felt like home safe, grounding, but also bold enough to challenge them to be better. That's emotional imprint, and that's your superpower. See, emotional imprint isn't about constantly being present or over-delivering in the relationship. It's about the quality of your presence. Were you really there when you were with him? Were you vulnerable? Were you honest? Did you listen when he dropped the performance and told you who he really was underneath? Because those are the moments that stick. Those are the memories that echo when you're not around. You don't need to be flashy. You don't need to fake anything. You just need to be deeply you . That's rare. That's what cuts through the noise of all the other women trying to impress him with the same tired moves. While everyone else is performing, you're creating impact. And when a woman impacts a man emotionally, when she sees him and meets him there at the level of his soul, it's not something he can just forget. So how do you create this emotional imprint? First, you stop trying to be the ideal. Stop bending into who you think he wants. Stop mirroring back only what's convenient. Be boldly honest about who you are. What you love, what you won't tolerate. Emotional impact comes from authenticity, not perfection. Men remember the woman who wasn't afraid to say, "That doesn't work for me," or "Here's what I need," or "That really hurt," because vulnerability is power. And when you're brave enough to be vulnerable, you open a door most people keep locked. That's unforgettable. Next, meet him where it matters. Most women are reacting to the surface. His job, his looks, his schedule. But men are walking around with silent stress, buried self-doubt, old pain they've never named. Be the one who doesn't just ask how his day was, but asks how his heart is. Not in a clingy or needy way, but in a grounded, safe, I see more than what you show the world way. He'll remember that, he'll crave that, because it's rare. Then make your time together means something . Not every moment has to be deep, but it has to be intentional . Are you fully present, or are you scrolling when you're together? Are you expressing yourself, or are you playing cool? Do you challenge him to grow, or just agree to keep the peace. Emotional imprint happens when you're present in ways that shake up routine. Laugh together, cry together, ask the uncomfortable questions, share your weird quirks. That's what makes him Miss Asterisk you asterisk, not just a placeholder version of you. And here's a powerful piece most women miss. No asterisk when to walk away asterisk. I'm not talking about ghosting or punishing him. I mean walk away when you're being disrespected. When your standards are being violated, when the relationship becomes one-sided, because that's the moment you leave an emotional imprint not just of love, but of asterisk self-respect asterisk. Men remember the woman who walked away when she wasn't getting what she deserved. And if he truly valued you, he'll come back different. If not, he'll remember you anyway, because you didn't beg, you didn't break down, you didn't chase. You exited asterisk gracefully and powerfully asterisk. Also, understand this, emotional imprint isn't always loud. It doesn't always show up in romantic fireworks. Sometimes it's the quiet support during chaos, the calm in conflict, the way you stayed grounded when he lost his cool, the way you believed in him when he didn't believe in himself. Those small, consistent emotional deposits add up, and when you're gone, he feels the asterisk void asterisk of them. You become unforgettable not because you did the most, but because you were the most asterisk real asterisk. You didn't need him to validate you. You didn't demand he carry your emotions. You showed up with depth, with compassion, with fire, and you gave him space to do the same. That kind of energy, that's not replaceable. That's what keeps someone thinking about you long after the last text. So forget the games, forget trying to create jealousy. That's temporary. What lasts is the feeling someone gets when they think of you. Did you challenge him? Did you comfort him? Did you asterisk inspire asterisk him? Emotional imprint is not something you can fake, and it's not something you ever have to force when you're being your highest self. Be her, the one who doesn't just take up space, but leaves it marked forever. The one who doesn't chase, but connects. The one who doesn't perform, but lives boldly. Because when a woman makes a man asterisk feel asterisk, truly feel, she becomes a memory that even time can't erase, and that, more than anything else, is how you make him miss you. When you try too hard to make someone miss you, you lose your power. It becomes about control. It becomes about proving something, your worth, your importance, your desirability. And the moment you're chasing validation, you're not in your power anymore. You're in performance mode, and trust me, people can feel that. They can feel when your energy is no longer rooted in self-worth, but instead fueled by insecurity. They may not be able to explain it, but it feels off, and it pushes them away rather than pulling them in. Here's the hard truth most people don't want to hear. If you have to force someone to notice your absence, then your presence was never truly valued, and forcing someone to miss you is like yelling into an empty room. It might make noise, but it doesn't make connection. You don't want someone to miss you because you manipulated their emotions. You want them to miss you because your energy left an impact, because you were so rooted in your truth, so aligned with who you are, that your absence echoes. Now let's be real. There is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to be missed. That desire comes from a natural human need for connection, for significance. But what matters is how you channel that desire. Are you operating from a place of wholeness or from a gap inside of you that you expect them to fill? Because when you come from wholeness, from confidence, you won't try to force anyone to feel your loss. You'll allow them to organically, naturally, without effort. And that difference, that's everything. People are drawn to energy that feels whole, that feels self-contained, that feels strong even when it's quiet. When you're grounded in who you are, when you're focused on your own growth, your own life, your own dreams, you radiate something magnetic. You're not out there begging to be seen. You're not curating a life just to provoke envy or attention. You're simply living and that confidence, that energy, it pulls people in without you having to say a word. Stop posting stories for his attention. Stop playing games with delayed texts. Stop orchestrating silence in hopes that he'll notice. That's not power, that's performance. And it's exhausting. You're not a character in a drama. You are a whole person with a life worth living and a heart worth protecting. If someone doesn't see that, they were never yours to begin with. Let them go, and here's something that will change your life. When you stop chasing, the right people start arriving. The man who's meant for you won't need to be manipulated into missing you. He'll miss you naturally. He'll think about you without prompts. He'll reach out without you creating a void, because you'll be the kind of woman who carries herself in a way that's unforgettable. Because it's real. You need to understand your own emotional energy is your currency. Every time you overextend, overexplain, overprove, you're spending it in places where there's no return. And the more you invest your energy in trying to be missed, the more you lose yourself. But when you pull back, when you stop forcing, and start focusing on what feels good and true for you, you reclaim all that power, you stop leaking your worth, you stop giving away your peace. Do you want to be missed? Then disappear for a while and glow up in silence. Focus on your mental clarity, build your physical strength, dive into your passions, connect with your people, expand your world so wide that you don't have time to worry about who's missing you. And ironically, that's when they start to feel it, that absence, that shift, that energy that's no longer being poured into them, and if they come back, great. Let them meet this new version of you, the version who no longer needs external affirmation to feel worthy. The version who's secure, focused, and no longer playing small just to keep a connection alive. And if they don't come back, even better, you'll realize you never needed them in the first place. What you really needed was to stop begging for what was never freely given. Listen to me, you don't have to do anything to be missed. You don't have to perform, you don't have to shrink, you don't have to create drama, you just have to live fully, loudly, authentically. When you stop trying to control how someone feels about you, you take your power back. And when you're standing fully in that power, that's when you become unforgettable, not because you forced it, but because you embodied it. So no, don't try to make him miss you. That's not your job. Your job is to be so incredibly rooted in who you are, so focused on what you're building, so full of life and purpose, that your presence is a gift and your absence a lesson. Let that be enough. If there's one thing that makes a man think about you long after you've left the room, it's this, the unexpected balance of mystery and confidence. Most people underestimate how powerful it is to reveal everything about yourself too soon. In a world where oversharing is the norm, mystery becomes magnetic, and when you pair that mystery with grounded confidence, not fake arrogance, but the kind that says, I know who I am and I'm not here to prove it, you become unforgettable. Let's get something straight. Mystery isn't about playing games. It's not manipulation. It's not silence for attention. It's presence without overexposure. It's knowing when to speak and when to hold space. It's sharing enough to connect but holding back enough to stay intriguing. Because here's the thing, when you're fully known too quickly, the chase, the intrigue, the wonder disappears. But when a man has to earn the right to know you, when he has to show up with consistency and effort to uncover your layers, that's when the connection deepens in a meaningful way. Mystery invites curiosity. And curiosity keeps a person mentally and emotionally engaged. When a man is wondering about you, what you think, how you feel, what you're doing when you're not together, he's emotionally invested. You're living rent-free in his mind, not because you're shouting for attention, but because you've learned the art of being selectively open. Confidence is what grounds that mystery. Without confidence, mystery looks like insecurity. Without mystery, confidence looks like ego, but when they work together, you become magnetic. Think about it. How many people are truly secure in themselves? How many people walk into a room without needing to be the loudest, but still leave the deepest impression? That's the woman a man can't stop thinking about. You don't need to constantly explain your worth. You don't need to perform to keep someone interested. When you know what you bring to the table, you stop chasing and start attracting. Confidence is quiet. It doesn't beg, it doesn't boast. It simply asterisk is asterisk. And when you pair that calm certainty with an air of mystery, when you're unavailable just enough to spark interest but available enough to create trust, you change the game. Now here's where most women get it wrong. They confuse openness with overexposure. They think vulnerability means spilling everything on the first date. They confuse intimacy with immediacy, but true intimacy is built over time. It's a slow burn. It's let me show you more of who I am as you prove you can handle it. And when a man senses that, when he realizes that your emotional world is a sacred space that not everyone gets access to, he starts to value it more. He starts to work for it, and the more he invests, the more connected he becomes. This doesn't mean you become cold or distant. Quite the opposite. You show warmth, laughter, presence, but you don't give everything away. You let him wonder a little. You let him chase, not because you're playing hard to get, but because you're asterisk busy becoming the best version of yourself asterisk. You're living a life so full, so rich, so aligned with your purpose that he wants to be part of it. Not because you need him, but because you're inviting him. And the most powerful part of all this, you become unattached to the outcome. You're not doing any of this to manipulate a response. You're doing it because this is who you are. This is your standard. This is how you move now, with confidence, with discernment, with emotional boundaries that keep your energy sacred. A man misses what he doesn't fully understand. He thinks about what he doesn't fully possess. And when he realizes that he's only scratched the surface of your depth, that there's more to uncover, more to explore, more to earn, he becomes invested not in winning you quickly, but in discovering you slowly. That's not just attraction, that's asterisk bonding asterisk. So live in a way that keeps unfolding. Be the kind of woman who grows, who evolves, who surprises even herself. Because when you're on a journey of becoming, you're never stagnant. And someone who's dynamic, who's always leveling up emotionally, spiritually, mentally, that's someone who can't be forgotten. Don't explain yourself. Don't rush to fill the silence. Let him miss you. Let him wonder, let him earn access to your heart, because you're not just another option. You're a asterisk whole experience asterisk, and when you carry yourself like that, when you own your mystery, walk in your confidence, and refuse to shrink just to be chosen, you don't just get attention. You get asterisk respect asterisk, and that's the kind of woman a man can't get out of his mind. Let the world guess a little. Let your silence speak sometimes. Let your absence be felt. Because when you stop giving away your essence too easily and start standing in the fullness of your worth, you stop chasing love. You asterisk become asterisk, the kind of love someone doesn't want to lose.